man, doesn't it feel good to be back? Super Smash Bros. Isn't even revealed or even teased at the slightest quite yet, but because of what Sakurai had said about him working on a game proposal and working on a game since 2022, it really does have people speculating that the next game coming out will be Smash Bros. For Switch 2. And honestly, even if it's not one of the launch titles, it's going to come later down the line. I think everyone knows this. It's one of Nintendo's top sellers. They make bank off of every Smash game. Even the Wii U did pretty well. And a lot of people didn't even buy the Wii U. So I wonder where a lot of that came from. Realistically though, Smash Bros. Is a best seller. So, of course, we already have a leak, which is the first leak for Smash 6. That's what we're going to call it. I want to call it Smash for Switch 2. Because there's so many things that people are talking about with like, oh, 3DS and Wii U should be their own Smash. There's like Smash 4, Smash 5, and Ultimate to some people is Smash 6. So to avoid confusion, I'm going to call it Smash for Switch 2. And right now, they're just saying that the working title for this game is simply Super Smash Bros. 6. I don't remember if Sakurai also said himself that the 3DS and Wii U were considered two separate entities, so it would be like Smash 4 was the 3DS because it came out first, and then Smash 5 was Wii U. So I'm gonna keep that part in mind, because if it was like a working title, I feel like he would have made it Super Smash Bros. 7, but also a lot of the community lumps Wii U and 3DS together, including myself. So it's quite possible that Sakurai, to avoid confusion, is also going Smash 6. It is also currently slated for summer of 2026, which makes sense because it's around the same cycle that it took for Sakurai to create Smash Ultimate right after the DLC of Smash for Wii U and 3DS ended. So I don't expect to hear anything related to Smash until maybe a little later this year, and then them being like, oh yeah, it'll come out next year, and then we get like a whole bunch of months where we can speculate, see reveal trailers, and all that. Now this is the part that I do not believe whatsoever, but it says all of the roster is back again. Sakurai wanted to do some cuts, but Bandai Namco and Nintendo decided not to in the end. First things first, I don't think Bandai Namco has actual power to say, hey, we don't want to cut anybody from this game. I feel like that's all on Sakurai. There's no way that Bandai Namco can make that decision. I feel like that's just giving them too much power on a game that's not even theirs. And I've noticed that no one has really called that out, at least from the people that I've watched go over this leak. I feel like none of them have called it out, so I'm going to call it out. Nintendo, however, could make that decision. However, seeing how we almost didn't get everybody back for Ultimate, I doubt that it's going to happen again. Just because we know Sakurai said that he wants to pull back on the next game. So we should expect some big cuts, but let's pretend that this is real. Let's pretend that everyone is coming back. Then what do you do from there? See, here is where I gotta really think about it, because some characters are gonna have big changes in their moveset. Link has powers from the Tears of the Kingdom, incorporated into his special moves. Samus has the dash from Metroid Dread. Cloud has some of his special moves from the remake games, and so on. So a bunch of people are probably getting new moves. Ganondorf is now his Tears of the Kingdom self. Ryu and Ken look like they're Street Fighter 6 versions. Bayonetta has her Bayo 3 design, and Kazuya, which they fucking wrote Kazuma, has his Tekken 8 design. And Donkey Kong looks like the movie. I've heard people call out the Donkey Kong part because of the fact that Donkey Kong does look like his movie counterpart in Mario Kart 9. But here's why I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like Donkey Kong Sakurai is going to keep Donkey Kong the same as we've seen him, just because there have been times where other companies were like, hey, put this design in instead, and Sakurai was like, no. Pac-Man being a big example of that. Bandai Namco wanted Pac-Man to use his like TV appearance, the one with like the weird big eyes, and at that point it wouldn't even look like Pac-Man. Sakurai was like, no, I want the original Pac-Man, or else it's not happening. So I don't think they're gonna make Donkey Kong look like the movie, because if they do that, they might as well make every Mario character look like the movie counterpart, and that doesn't sit right with me. I can see them changing Ganondorf to be the most recent appearance. Like, I believe that. Ryu and Ken for their Street Fighter 6 versions. I looked that up to see what that looked like before recording. Actually, I think I did that like yesterday. So, it was like way before recording. And I was like, Ryu with a beard? I don't know. But kind of believable. I haven't seen Bayo's 3 design. Bayonetta's Bayo 3 design, so I don't know how that looks like, and I haven't looked up Kazuya's Tekken 8 design, so I don't have anything to say about those. Now this part here makes sense. The art style will be pretty similar to Ultimate, but with improved lighting and more expressive characters and facial animations. I feel like what you're gonna see is like, it's gonna be like a more HD upscaled version of what we got in Ultimate. Ultimate was already HD, like shit, but the characters moved at 60 frames per second. That's pretty huge, almost, I think it was 1080p, or maybe a little less. So we could be seeing something huge there. The stage count will be cut down though to 50 to 55 stages to focus on other things like bringing back trophies. Now, if you cut the stage count from a game as massive as Ultimate, I think you're doing a disservice, because you have all these characters. You have almost 100 characters, and probably not every character is going to have a stage at this point. So at this point, you might as well just give each series like 1 to 2 stages and call it a day. But this also cuts a whole bunch of stages that people have been wanting to see, and we might not even get some stages back. Like, personally, I want Rainbow Road from Nintendo 3DS back. And I know that there's a reason why they didn't put it in Ultimate, and that reason was because it probably just didn't work with the stage morph. But if we remove stage morph from this next game, Rainbow Road from Smash 3DS is a stage that I definitely want to see back. So make it happen. Make that happen. But I don't know. I don't see that happening. I feel like we're going to get a slightly bigger stage count, but I also do feel like not all characters are going to come back, so they're going to cut it down. But let's keep going. Trophies are back and have detailed descriptions. You get them for completing missions, doing arcade mode, and other random tasks. Now, Sakurai didn't put trophies in Ultimate. He's not putting trophies here. The only reason that he didn't put trophies in Ultimate is because they would take up more development time, because they have to use actual models versus the PNG stickers that could just be used for World of Light. So, trophies, unless they cut the characters down, I'm gonna say it's not happening. I'm not a doubter. I'm just trying to be realistic and look at this from the perspective of someone who has actually played the game, studied Smash, and done all this. Now, if any of this, or if all of this ends up being true, then shame on me for being a non-believer. But at least I can say that I thought it through. Adventure mode is like SSBU's world map and spirit fights, but with Subspace Emissary story and cutscenes. And apparently it's going to be like an hour of cutscenes, just like in Brawl. I don't know if Sakurai wants to do all that work again. Also, because World of Light wasn't necessarily like a mode that many people have played, right? Like, they complete it once and then they just don't go back to it, I feel like you should revamp the Smash run from 3DS, revamp that and give us that, because that leads to replayability. World of Light really doesn't. Once you're done, like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna run the whole campaign again, or you could give us adventure mode like in Melee. Have us go through these worlds. Maybe put small cutscenes before each like fight if you want to do that. You know, kind of like mix it up, but make it so that way it's like we're going through the Mushroom Kingdom, we're going through Legend of Zelda, we're going through Pokemon. You know, we'll go through the world of like Duck Hunt or something. You know, we'll go through the world of Wii Fit. You know, we'll do some exercises. You know, maybe you do a mini game or something. You know, that has nothing to do with fighting. You know, stuff like that. It's just ideas that I'm throwing out there, honestly. You could take it with a grain of salt, do whatever you please. I'm just not too sure about this leak. But of course, leaks, you know, you take it with a grain of salt regardless, and you move on. If it's real, then we come back to it, we praise it for giving us the information, and then we get on our way. If it's not real, oh well, it was fun to speculate. Let's move on. Now, these are the only newcomers for the base game. Waluigi, Toon Zelda, Noah and Mio, which I know are from Xenoblade, Armarouge / Ceruledge. Now I don't know if that means and or what the thing is with those Pokemon, because I have not played whatever game they're from. Like, I don't recognize them. I had to look them up before recording just to even know that they were Pokemon. So I don't know if it's like it transforms into Ceruledge or if it doesn't. Also, it just says Toon Zelda, but it doesn't say Tetra or Toon Sheik, right? I think in Brawl, they were originally going to make a Toon Sheik, so it would have been an original character to Toon Zelda, and it would have been Toon Zelda Toon Sheik transformation, even though in the actual game it's Toon Zelda and Tetra, but here it doesn't have either. So is it just going to be Toon Zelda? Are we not going to have a transformation? Who knows? Soul Bad Guy, which is someone who I did not expect to see at all, which might give it a little bit of validity. I think some of these characters do give it validity because it's not characters that I think people would like really like say, right? Like Noah and Mio, I didn't know they were from Xenoblade. I only found out by watching Hungrybox's video. Armarouge, Ceruledge, I don't know how popular they are in the Pokemon world. I don't think they're starters though. Well, they might be. Unless I have a Pokemon right here, and it looks like the baby evolution of one of them. So actually, that might be the Fire type starter. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. But now we also have Crash Bandicoot, which is crossed out. Now, when other people made their videos, Crash Bandicoot was not crossed out. Crash Bandicoot was just completely there like everyone else. I can only assume here that one of two things happened. First thing is that they heard Crash Bandicoot and there were talks of putting Crash Bandicoot in the game, and Sakurai was making deals to put Crash Bandicoot in the game, and it turns out that Crash Bandicoot isn't going to be in the base game roster, but it's going to be DLC, like a surprise character. The second option is that it was a mistake. Crash Bandicoot's not coming at all, and it was just all talk. And then, this is what I hope is real, right? Whether it's in the base game or DLC, that Paper Mario does show up in the game. Paper Mario will be DLC for day one buyers, a la Piranha Plant. That's what I need. I need Paper Mario as free DLC for day one buyers like myself. I'm gonna buy it on day one, even if I don't have the Switch 2. I just gotta find a way to kind of like get him, you know? But that's pretty much all this leak has for us. Again, take it with a grain of salt, take it as you will. I'll try to go over other leaks that I find talking about the next Smash, but this seems to be like the first big one that we're getting for Smash 6. So there's a lot of speculation on the table on whether this is true, whether this is real or not. But I feel like there's some things that are missing here that we should definitely know about. You know, like what type of gameplay is it gonna have? You know, like are some of the mechanics that people love, are those gonna return or are they gonna be removed? You know, um, I feel like that's the main thing that people want to see when it comes to a leak that's very detailed. I'm not sure what to make of this leak. Right now, I'm on, like, I want it to be believable, but I also don't like being spoiled entirely when it comes to Smash. So the other side of me is like, I hope it's fake, you know? Like, I would love to see these characters listed in the game because I'm always a sucker for any new fighters that join the game, whether I know them or not. I would love to see these new characters join the game. But also at the same time too, I can't imagine Waluigi getting in at this moment over someone like Pauline or King Bob-omb, who right now are coming back into popularity. You know, and I know Waluigi has been wanted for years, but I don't know. I just can't see that happening. And Toon Zelda was a character that was supposed to be here all the way since like Brawl. Um, maybe they will keep Toon Link though. Realistically, because Toon Link is from another Zelda game, so it would pretty much be um, representing that franchise. So they will put Toon Zelda. Maybe Tetra as well comes in as a separate character since we don't really have transformations anymore outside of Pyra and Mithra, and I guess Pokemon Trainer. And I feel like they only just brought back Pokemon Trainer himself because he was in Brawl. You know, if Pokemon Trainer himself wasn't in Brawl, I feel like Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard would be all separate characters with different types of movesets. But also, there's just a bunch of characters in Ultimate that you could start dropping that don't need to be there anymore. Like, they serve their time, they serve their purpose. I feel like also any characters that were cut already are probably just gonna get cut again. You know, so say goodbye to Ice Climbers, Pichu, Snake, Wolf, Lucas, Mewtwo, Roy, you know? I'm just saying. Now, again, I don't want people coming at me, but I feel like there's other characters that could join over these characters. But that's just my take on it. But if you guys do enjoy, drop a like, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are below, and take care of yourself. Peace out.